Greetings, salutations, and hello. My name is Mars, and I'm back, baby. It's been 4 years. Where have I been? That's around. I've been around, and by around, I've just been another cog in the machine in this capitalistic hellscape that we live in. Yeah. So it's all been groovy. And yeah, I had to tie this up in a little, because I'm gonna do a get ready with me. I haven't done one in over 4 years. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. It's been a doozy of a year. It has, oh boy. But let me catch you up, because I have not, because this is my first take, and I am not re-recording this. Anyways, since I last left off in the Mars saga, I was working at a retail place that we know as a warm subject. And I worked there for about 2 years or so. About 2 years or so. And it taught me a couple of things. One, I do not like retail. Retail's literally the worst. And I never want that experience ever again. And I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But also, I think that you should work retail. At least once in your life, because it'll really give you some humility, and it'll teach you to have empathy. I think everyone should work. You know how in high school you have like a senior project, and you either have to like write a letter, or you go on a thing that's like for being a global citizen or something like that. I don't remember the deets. Also, trust the process. I don't remember the deets exactly. And this should be part of the high school graduation. You should work a retail job, whether it's in fast food, retail like a Target, or a Ross, whatever, a coffee shop. You should do it, because it'll teach you resiliency and patience, boundless patience, and empathy. I think it'll teach you empathy, because oh boy. No, I don't want to sound like, I don't hate people. I don't hate people, I promise. I promise. I just keep it like this. This should be the look. Trust the process. Trust the process. Alright. My foundation. I need a brush. Hold on. Okay, this is also now an unboxing. I bought this, and I haven't used it because I haven't done my makeup, and I'm really excited. I just bought it because it was cute. That's how you get me. You want to get me to spend money on crap, you just show me that it's cute, and I'll purchase it. And also, I was complaining about being a cog in the machine. Wait. Look, I am part of the problem. I understand. I know this. And admitting it is the first step on the road to maybe not being the problem. Perhaps. I'm struggling too much to open this little box. Okay. Anyways, this is adorable. This is the best purchase I've ever purchased. Look at this. Look how cute. Adorable. 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 Like me. So everyone should have a retail job, I think. I think it is I think that it is important. Like I said, resiliency, empathy, patience. Oh boy, the patience. I've decided this is now going to be a horror stories of retail. That is going to be the title. That is going to be the video. It was going to be catch up with me, but now it's let me tell you about some of the dumbest, the absolute dumbest interactions that I have had working in retail. And then I'll tell you some of the best. Maybe a two-parter. This will be the worst, and then we'll do the best. I'm just going to be belly aching. Again, trust the process. I know I look a mess. I know this looks like something. And honestly, we're just winging it. We're doing a very casual glam. You know me, I'm not casual. I'm just excited for this brush. All right, so we're gonna blend this in. All right, I changed my light settings a little bit. I really like this brush. This is a really nice brush. This is the kind of brush that I like. I also think my foundation may be a little too light. Does it match my neck? Here's the thing. I've tanned and I'm kind of actually a little paler, but my neck, I wear a lot of t-shirts, so I think it looks good, right? From far away. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is horror stories. Retail, here we go. Story numero 1. We had this terrible customer. Terrible. Absolute. The worst human being in the history. I say that a lot. I'm very hyperbolic if you had not noticed. One of the worst people, man. Oh, this is my new one. I don't want to use my new one. I guess we're using my new one. That's okay. This is a video of starts. Look, it's new. Okay, wait. Ooh, perfect. Okay, we got it. We're doing it. So this individual, I'll edit her order specifically because it's a very specific order, and if you work at a certain Starbucks in a certain area of the city, you might know exactly who I'm talking about. So I'm going to change the order up a little. I'm going to change some details of this person. But there used to be this customer who was apparently, allegedly banned from the stores. And our store had yet to ban this individual. And this individual did not have a necessarily complicated order. They were just a see you next Tuesday. They were just a see you next Tuesday. They were an absolute menace to deal with. An absolute, just think of the like snootiest, most entitled person that you know. Think of that. Okay, and then think of that person, but like on steroids, on evil person steroids, and that is who you get. So this person, again, I'm going to edit their order because again, it's kind of specific, but they would get a one of the alternative milks. And I don't know if you know this, but certain milks have certain boiling temperatures that are different from your regular plain Jane cow milk. So there are certain milks that you can boil pretty high, but there's some that will not burn. They'll burn. Okay. So this person would order one of these milks that you cannot have very high. And they would specify a 3-digit temp for this milk. They expected no foam and 2 little packets of a specific sweetener. And they would ask you to do this, make it this hot with this milk and these sweeteners. And they would watch you make it, and then they would pick it up, they would try it, and depending on who made it, they would say it's wrong. And the thing is, they don't know what they were asking for. They can't possibly. It was only when they saw a new barista making it that they would throw this tantrum about their very particular drink, very special, you know. Oh, my drink is so special. Look, man, I've had some complicated drinks. I've had some drinks that were actually complicated, and they're less of a pain in the butt to make. Here's the thing: if maybe baristas can agree or disagree with me, but if you ask for a complicated drink, but you're nice about it, if you act like a human being that's spoken to another person before, no one's gonna care. No one's gonna be like, oh, it's a difficult drink. Oh, I want it upside down with extra drizzle. Who cares? Just don't be a butthead. Some of the worst customers that I have ever experienced in my life are the ones that just get plain black coffee. And that's not to say that every single person that just gets a tall drip or a venti drip is a terrible person. No, I'm saying that complicated orders don't necessarily mean you're high maintenance. You can be a bag of dicks regardless of what your drink is. So just be polite. And that's also why I think you should, I'm going to bring back the point. I'm going to reiterate. Everyone should work a job like this just so that you know what's going on. I know. Just trust the process. But yeah, it's, this person was such a pain that they would get banned. They get banned. We had another customer, and for all intents and purposes, for the most part, this customer was a sweetheart. A pain in the butt, but a sweetheart, you know? A sweetheart nonetheless. And they would always, for the holidays, buy a crap ton. Like ornaments, cards, hella coffee. And it was cool. It was fine. They would also get very, like I said, specific drinks, and that's fine. You can have a specific drink. No one cares if you have a specific drink. Just don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. That's all anyone can ask, is do not be a jerk when asking for particular drinks, because, you know, I was looking for the red. And yeah, this other customer, I'm gonna do my liner. Okay, so this particular customer would get the works, would get very specific drinks. They would get very various amounts of gift cards and what have you, right? That's just the thing they did, and that's fine and acceptable and fair and whatever. One of the things that this customer did, however, really irked me, and the only reason it irked me was because the amount of work for what you were getting out of it. Once in a while, they will ask for this very specific, all these big purchases, they would put it through their app because they wanted to get points so they could get more for their purchases, okay? The only time that this became an issue is I had just rung up, and this was my mistake. I understand it was my mistake. I get it. I understand. I forgot to charge one of their drinks with the personal cup, which was like 20 cents. It could not have been more than 30 cents. 20 to 30 cents. I don't remember the exact. I had to avoid everything and start again. And would have been fine, and I've been happy to do it if it was like 2-3 items, but this was a lot for the 20 cents. I get it, it's a principle of a thing, but it's terrible. Anyways, that wasn't so terrible. That was a me problem. Yeah, I did that to myself. Okay, so let's see, one more terrible person. Oh, you know what? I had a fun one. Just because one time, well, not one time, they would come in. They weren't like super regulars, but they would come in once in a while. We saw. Okay, so one time we saw the Shane and Friends, Mr. Shane Dawson, and well, I was a big Shane Dawson fan. I know it's admitting this in 2025. I was a very big Shane Dawson fan when I was a worm, you know, when I was in high school. That was peak Shane era. Cancel me. When he came in, I wasn't like, but it was still kind of cool because it's like, hey, like, look at you existing outside of my screen. You know, I always think that stuff's kind of cool. Like, not in a fangirling kind of way, but in a like, hey, you're a real person out in the world. I think it's rad. I know that not everyone thinks it's rad, but yeah, the exciting part was that I got to ring up Garrett Watts. He's my favorite. I will die on this hill. I will die on the Garrett Watts hill. We always had like celebrity folk, and I didn't really care about him. One time we had Alec Baldwin come in, and I toasted his bagel. True story. It was me, toasted it. And same day, same hour, because I think they were meeting up, Bruce Willis came in with his family, and I didn't realize it was Bruce Willis. And we still were taking signed receipts, so that ages me. He came in, and you know, let me pay. And I'm like, all right, me, your John Hancock right here. And I meant it for the receipt because I didn't even register who his person was. And he gave me this like, for the receipt look. And I'm like, yeah, dude, sign it. And like, come on, John Hancock. I didn't say it like that. I thought it though. And he just gives me this like, okay, kind of look. And it wasn't until he was signing it that, because I don't look at people when I talk to them. I look past them, but it looks like I'm making eye contact, but really I'm just staring into the void. And I finally had looked at him properly, and I was like, oh, internal, oh, because I'm a professional. I was like, it's Bruce Willis. It's pretty cool. This was pre-pandemic, way pre-pandemic. Because Starbucks I quit during the pandemic. But yes, what am I doing, you may be wondering. What is this fantasy? I don't know. I haven't done makeup in a while. I'm just playing. My approach to makeup is I'm painting, I'm doing art, and if it comes out cool, it comes out cool, and if not, then it doesn't. And we just kind of, you know, throw it all at the wall and see what sticks. That's the vibe. Okay, so is this a proper brush from what I'm doing? Who cares? Who cares? Nothing even matters, you know? Alright, so more stories. I had a customer snap at my friend's face. Like literally, like snap, like snap. Who let you out, man, into the real world? You know? So we had people snap. We had, oh, someone once vomited on the handoff, and that was gross. Here's the thing, man. If like a little child had vomited on the handoff, it would have been like gross, but it would have been like, you know what, you're a kid, you don't know how to control yourself. I think as an adult though, your body gives you like a couple of seconds warning. A couple of seconds. And that should be enough to go like, hey, I'm standing right in front of the handoff. Turn. You know? Sorry, I'm sitting on my laundry. Clean, but it's in a bag. Sometimes you have to improvise. So now you know some lore. I'm sitting on a laundry bag. But yeah. Starbucks was a wild place. It gave me some really weird, interesting interactions for sure. I had really cute connections as well. There was this really tall lady who would always talk about her daughter. And I got the feeling that she was lonely. That's kind of the vibe she gave. Like she was kind of lonely. And that was kind of sad because she seemed really nice, but she just seemed so lonely to me, you know? She just seemed like she was just not having a good time. And she seemed lonely. And yeah. Oh, I'm gonna fix that. I don't know. Oh no, I did a mistake. Although I kind of like it. Alright, so you made a mistake. It's fine. I'm gonna grab. I'm just gonna line that up real quick. Line that up real quick. There you go. I like it. I kind of like it. Kind of like it. It's a look. It's a vibe. Try to be intense. I'm gonna go out this weekend, so I want to have cool looking makeup. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Starbucks. There was the whole Copperino incident, but I feel like that's a video within itself. That is a saga, and it is ultimately why I quit that job. I just remembered we had a customer that was a regular, and this man would tip 20s, so we would be like, sure, be gross. And he talked like this. He'd be like, sweetheart, hey, sweetheart. Allegedly. And he'd always want, ooh, this is the first time I tried doing this with like a really dark brown, so we're gonna see how this turns out. See how this turns out. See, I should have cleaned my brush out, but instead I'm wild and wacky. Like I said, this is a nice soft look. I didn't clean my brush out. Hold on, let me brush that out. Okay. There was a customer that was kind of gross. Is gross the word I want to use to describe this customer? Does that mean he was kind of gross? He was kind of gross. I shouldn't have to feel bad. He'd flirt. He'd expect his drinks to be made, and they're simple drinks. I'm not gonna say what they are because I don't want to. Again, they're very specific people. Already me going, sweetheart, is probably too much. Unless he said something else. And I would only say it was sweetheart. Oh, so this is good. Like, this is how you make mistakes, and this is how you fix them. This would be the cute side. This is the not cute side. I usually do this with blush, but I wanted to try something new on camera while recording, because I'm a silly Billy. It's like right here. my non-existent. I have a chubby face, you know? I want to give myself some dimension. See, because I do have a little right here. But anyways, this man would tip 20s, so he had asked out one of our leads, and our lead was just kind of like, and this dude was probably in his 60s or 70s, and at this point, this was 5-6 years ago, so I was like 26, 27. It was kind of gross to have a 60-something-year-old dude hit on you. But I'm currently enamored with a 59-year-old, so who are we to judge? Did I say that? Who said that? Not me. No one's watching these anyways. Anyways, the dude was gross though, because it was I'm gonna stop recording. I love this palette. I've messed it up a lot, but I love. Shout out to Kimchi Cosmetics. Shout out to, I like Kimchi Cosmetics. Sue me, don't. Or do. I have no money. Have fun with that. So what am I to pay you? Nothing. Moving on. Customer, kind of gross. That's where I'm gonna leave it off. It's kind of. There's a thing about like flirting with staff. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not. Most people don't want to be flirted with at work. And I say most. I'm sure there might be a handful, but you can't assume a handful wants to flirt with you. You can't assume that, you know? You don't know. Again, this is a nice soft glam. It's kind of a rambly video, but that's mostly to see if I still feel comfortable on camera and to catch you up and I rant at you. I'm not done with my eyes, by the way. It's just this is how I do my makeup. I jump around. And I want to give myself a cute little pink, rosy kind of vibe, you know? And then once we're done, we're going to do a different video. Anyways, I feel cute. It's a vibe. I do have more I want to do to this. What was I gonna say? That's the video. No, I'm not done. The video's done, but my face is done. Anyways, customers flirting. Don't do it. It's not most. Again, not all. I'm sure there may be a handful of people that are totally into it. Also, I feel like vibes, you can, if you're good at sussing out vibes, go for it. But if you cannot read a room, even if it had subtitles, don't go for it, you know? Don't do it. You're not gonna have a good time. Sometimes people don't want to be flirted with. Sometimes they do. And figuring out who wants to be flirted with and who doesn't want to be flirted with. It's not. Okay. I guess I don't need that anymore, so I'm not really going to be doing big powder. Look like someone's DX. And yeah. I don't think that we should flirt with staff. Don't flirt with staff. That's my takeaway here. Okay, we're about to do some powder. It's my favorite part. Some tap ASMR. Okay, I said we weren't done, and that's because this is not black enough. I don't like it. I did my powder. I'm gonna brush off the excess in a bit. So I had the black from this. For now, I haven't even shown my makeup I'm using. Show it all at the end. This is such an old, it's the chocolate bar. This is ancient. This is older than I'm willing to admit on camera. But I really like it. And this is one of those things that I will buy once I've hit pan like 2. Yeah. Anyways, I wanted blacker. It needs to be dark like my soul. Because I am going to put glitter on top of it. I know you're thinking, wow, glitter? Yes, glitter. I like glitter. Asumi. And I have a really pretty blue mascara, which we're going to use. Yeah. Horror, nightmare, customers. I do have one last story, and this is not going to be a Starbucks story. This is going to be a hot topic story. I had a customer who made me question my own sanity, my own perception of the world and how things work. I thought for a second that I had slipped into an alternate timeline, and I was just unaware of how things worked in that timeline, and maybe I was the wrong one, because their confidence was so confident in their wrongness. I want to be that confident in my wrongness. I've never been so confident in my life. But this person, this individual, oh, golly Moses, leaping lizards, Batman. This person was so confident in their, they were so confident in the wrongness that I was just, my flabbers were ghosted. My jimmies were rustled. My ass was chapped. This customer wanted to do a return and get her money back, but wanted to keep the product she was returning. And this isn't the case in where, like, oh, someone made a bad drink, here, we'll make your drink and keep the wrong drink. No, this was like retail. This is like, hey, I don't like these pants, I want to return them. And then she wanted to take the pants with her. And I know that, like, we always joke about, like, customers asking dumb questions, or like things that are obvious, like, what's the price? And the price is right there. But, like, those are excusable things, because, like, I'm totally guilty of that too. Sometimes I'm very and I forget, right? I get that. But this was, oh boy, this was let's just sit on it for a minute, right? Let's just think about that. Think about how it is that he can try to do a return and think he can walk away with the product. What? Like, I don't just keep that. That's a look. Oh, that's a look. I'm not, but I'll do a look like that one day. But yeah, who? I handed her the money, and then she was like, in my pants, and I'm like, you returned them. I wonder if it's just, if she's done it elsewhere and it's worked. I'm sure. You get like a overexhausted, overworked person, and you go, yeah, that makes sense. Here, take the pants. Here, take the pants. Do it. I'm sure. Because there's just no way. There is just no way. And now you're thinking, why aren't you? Because. It's gonna get out my teeth. Snoring sometimes. Sometimes I'm snoring. I think I decided on this one. Yeah, I just flabbergasted. My flowers. Gasted. Gasted flowers. Let this dry. Did you hear the helicopters? It's okay, a little blue gets on the top. I think it's gonna be a cute look. I think. Yeah, and then again. Because then you get the excess on the. So you're getting your teeth. It's a thing. Okay. The glitter from ColourPop. Because I really like glitter and I will die on that hill. I will die on the glitter hill. I will die on the glitter hill. I forgot who. This is it. That's my finished look. Cute, adorable. I ended up smudging it out because I kind of like, it's kind of like a wet, glittery look. And I like the red because it gives me very like, I don't know. Let's look. I feel cute. We did it. We did it, team. This was a group effort. Thanks for coming on my journey of rambling and trying to get back into the groove of uploading videos. If you stayed this long and you've enjoyed my blab energy and rambles, feel free to stick around. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. And that's it. Later, Gator. In a while, crocodile. You're a poet, you just don't know it, and your feet even show it. Peace in the Middle East. I'm Audi 5000, and yeah, get out of here.